Hi, everyone. This is Lydia Osuna with Texans Against Gerrymandering, and I'm here visiting with two friends on this second day of February. And I'd like for them to introduce themselves to you.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Valerie Street, and I'm with Our Vote Texas. We are an organization that kicked off in 2017. So we're going now into our 5th year of being around, and we focus on voter education and voter rights advocacy here in the state of Texas.
And my name is Jennifer Cazares, and I'm the Vice President of Texans Against Gerrymandering.
So today we've been talking about what's going on out there. I went to HEB this morning to stock up because, as you well know, we're facing a freeze in February. And I'm thinking you all who are here in Texas know what that means. What do you think about it, Val?
I mean, we were just here last year, right? It was like almost, what was it? We're coming up, interestingly enough, this coming Saturday is my wedding anniversary. And my husband and I were remembering how this time last year we took a trip because last year we celebrated 10 years. And we came back from that trip. And then the following weekend, the Texas freeze happened. So, and we were kind of reflecting on that this past weekend because going into last year when the freeze hit, we just happened to have been very prepared for that freeze when it occurred because we had just gone grocery shopping. We had just done all of the things that we needed to do to where being homebound for the days that we were homebound wasn't such an ordeal. For a lot of other people, it was. That freeze hit. And not everybody in Texas was prepared. Not everybody in Texas could be prepared. Going into this freeze that we're coming up on, we already know that our schools have been canceled for tomorrow, and we're not as prepared just because we are working and busy. And so we have not had a chance to get out to the grocery stores today yet. But I've been seeing online that, some of those grocery store lines are getting kind of crazy. So we're going to do that before it gets too late on us today.
And Jenny, what about you? What do you remember of February freeze in Texas?
Oh my God, the trauma, it's real. We luckily didn't lose power, but my dad didn't want to turn off the water. So we were like, I was personally waiting for a pipe to burst. We were like dripping the water on and off. And my sister was with her boyfriend at the time, now fiance, and they were in an apartment and their apartment lost power. And they were like, can we come over? We're like, of course, sure. So it was her fiance, herself and his brother all came to our house, and we were just, trying to make do. Luckily, like Valerie, last year we had been prepared. This year, on the other hand, I'm still a little freaking out. Monday, I started looking at Twitter and everybody posting, about the bare shelves or just, getting prepared, having to go to the store. I think there might have been like a text dot or something. We're trying to prep people, remember people, pets, plants, and pipes. And, somebody had put out a list of things to go to the store to buy, like canned goods, tuna, soup, all the stuff that we don't have.
Yeah. All the stuff we're not ready with.
So it's now Wednesday, February the 2nd, and a little freaking out. But I don't know. We'll see what happens on Thursday and Friday. I'm not feeling too good right now.
Yeah, the nervousness, the anxiety certainly is there. And what I remember about the freeze is that my husband and I went on the 14th to get our second vaccine injection. And that evening is when the cold started. And from February the 14th onward, we didn't go anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Our power did go off. Fortunately, we had a generator, and So we dealt with the power coming off and on, off and on, off and on. But then we went into a boil water situation. And so we were taking water out of the pool to use in the house. My daughter was bringing us bags of ice for use in cooking and to melt down, right? But the clearest memory that I have is of a friend who had been in the hospital with COVID for several weeks and was released, had been recently released from the hospital and was still on an oxygen tank, a portable oxygen tank. And I remember him posting on Facebook how he was having difficulty finding a way to keep that tank going without electricity. And so a lot of people had it a lot worse, than I did. And that's a big concern. So we managed to go through it, and we hoped that our legislature would address those issues that led to the big failure of the grid. And to that end, our Vote Texas and our organization have invited a speaker to come talk to us on the 9th of February. Her name is Virginia Palacios, and she's with an organization called Commission Shift. And she's going to talk to us about what went wrong, what the solutions are, and what the legislature did or didn't do. So all of us here are looking forward to her presentation. Valerie has been working on a specific aspect that we are also going to share with you at our February 9th meeting. Valerie, you want to give us a little insight into what you've been doing?
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to hearing from Virginia and hearing what she has to say about some of the major legislative components that were spinning this past legislative year that went on for forever. But in a lot of the digging around, reflecting on all of the legislation that came through this most recent legislative session, just kind of seeing the magnitude of the bills that were introduced in attempts to either address the grid or address issues that were caused by the failure of the grid. So we'll be talking a little bit more about some of those things, some of those bills that we saw come through, and the way they moved or didn't move throughout the course of session. And we'll kind of be trying to see where the connect is for issues like this, which are environmental policy related things, where that intersects with redistricting and the way that our districts are drawn, and the way that we have any kind of say or lack of say in holding our representation accountable when things like this happen, and making sure that we can go to our people in power, our representatives, our senators, our governor, and say, hey, this is unacceptable. Everything that we went through as a state last year when this crisis hit, on top of an ongoing pandemic, mind you, is unacceptable. And so we'll be talking about kind of that through line of these environmental policy choices, and how it impacts us in the districts that we live in, and where it leaves us when we're drawn into districts that don't accurately reflect us.
Thank you, Valerie. And Jenny, you have anything you would like to add?
No, I'm like Valerie, I'm excited to hear what Virginia has to say at our meeting, and also probably put a pin that yesterday Governor Abbott did have a press conference talking about the grid and how he felt that everything was going to be a-okay. But if you did lose power, it wasn't going to be because of the grid. It was going to be because, some power lines get ice and some trees might fall on a power line. So he was blaming those things instead of to actually fix the grid and improve our lives so that we're not walking on eggshells every time we, drop below freezing.
Thank you. So our meeting is February the 9th at 6 o'clock. We will put a registration link with this video, and we hope to see you there. Thank you all very much. And ladies, thank you for visiting with me. Bye.
Bye.